Hello, beautiful people. My name is Lena, and I'm here to tell you a brilliant story. This is about how I got my sweet revenge against my horrible mother-in-law, Pam. Let me start with the basics. My husband Keith and I met through mutual friends and got married after dating for 3 years. I won't bore you by going into details about what a great man my husband is. Well, he is the best. When I met his father, Rick, I knew how Keith turned out to be such a great man. The father-son duo were truly the best, but I can't say the same for his mother. Pam was a bitter and entitled lady who thought that the world revolved around her. She had high expectations from life and wanted to live like a queen. Unfortunately for her, she didn't have the proper brain or skills to make that happen. She worked a small job, and so did Rick. They were not rich by any means and lived a modest life. While Rick was happy with what they had, Pam was not. She always had expensive tastes and the habit of looking down on people. She even criticized her husband for not earning enough to keep her in luxury. She wanted the best, but didn't want to put in the effort to bring in the money. Hell, she quit her job after Keith got a good job and expected the father-son duo to shoulder all her expenses while she spent her days drowning in luxury. Did she consult her husband or son? Of course she didn't. She was the entitled type who just expected everyone to bend to her will. Here is where I come in. Keith meets me and moves into my place. We both work, but start saving and planning our expenses with great care. Keith stops spending money on his mother whenever she wants. That made Pam mad at me. She assumed that I was taking her money. She once told me, "You think you can take my son's money and live a good life? That will never happen. I won't allow you to bankrupt my son. His money is only for him and his family. And you are not his family." I don't need his money, Pam. I already work a good job. I may not be rich, but I am not wanting for money either. Oh, please. I know women like you. You are a useless girl working in a low-level job. Soon you will be kicked out and will make my naive son your cash cow. I won't let that happen. Well, she couldn't stop me after all. I married her son and made things permanent. She never accepted me, of course. She always made fun of me and my humble lifestyle. She compared us both, from the clothes we wore to the car we drove. Now, the subject of the car is very important. You see, 3 years back, Pam nagged Keith to get her a new car, and he did. It was a decent Honda, but much better than the second-hand beat-up car I drove. Pam always made it a point to tell me what a peasant I was while she was a sophisticated woman. Keith shut her down after she never stopped. I kept my mouth shut because I really liked Rick and I didn't want to come between Keith and his mom. The system worked for us until one fateful night when we were having a family dinner. Pam made a joke about my car again. She said, "You know that the other day my friend saw Lena's car and thought it was going to the compound?" She was shocked to even hear that the thing was still on the road. I mean, I would never be caught with an old thing like that. Lena must be really desperate if she continues to use it. You were being super rude to Lena, Pam. You need to stop. We talked about this. Don't worry, Dad. The jokes end today. Next time your friend sees my wife's car, she will be surprised. Mom, Lena has booked a brand new car. She will now have the best car in the family. What? Lena's buying a brand new car? What do you mean it will be the best car in the family? Yes, Lena is getting a new car. You see, Keith went on and on about the new car I was getting. Pam's eyes shot into her head when she heard that I paid $30,000 for it. While Rick and Keith were genuinely happy, she looked upset and displeased. Now, let me tell you something. There is this car that I have always wanted in my life. That was part of the reason why I never upgraded my old car even when it was giving me trouble. It was second-hand and was barely functional. I didn't upgrade immediately because I was saving money to get my dream car. By the time my old car died, I had enough and more to get it replaced with my dream car. I had been saving for it for God knows how long. Keith was super supportive of me and was also happy that I was able to achieve my dream. So when he told Pam about my latest purchase, he only had happy thoughts in mind. But I was weary of letting Pam know about it. You will see why. This is what she said next. What? You are getting a new car? A car that costs $30,000? Are you insane? Do you think my son's money grows on trees? Mom, relax. Lena's buying the car with her own money. It is her dream car. She worked hard to save for it, and now she can finally have it. That is great, Lena. I'm so proud of you. You deserve it since you worked so hard for it. Now you will have the best car in our family. No, 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 no. This can't be happening. This useless woman can't have a better car than me. Lena, you better go cancel the purchase. You'll be disrespecting your in-laws by making such extravagant purchases. Everyone was surprised at what Pam said. I wasn't sure if I had heard her right. Was she really asking me to give up my car because she couldn't afford one as well? Yes, she was. Because she was just that entitled. Rick and Keith were both surprised and uncomfortable. I said, no, I don't think I will be doing that. Driving a better car doesn't mean I am disrespecting anyone. It's the money I am spending. We don't mind, Lena. Pam, what the hell are you saying? She's not being disrespectful to us by buying better things. Well, it is disrespectful to me, Lena. I don't care what you think. You will go and cancel the purchase immediately. If you are smart, you will double the cash and get a new car for yourself and for me. Oh, hell no, Pam. If you want a new car as well, you can go back to work. You can get it the way I did. I don't see why I should be getting you a new car for nothing. Your car is in perfectly good shape. I will not drive an old car when someone useless like you will be driving a $30,000 car. You have two options, Lena. You either buy a cheaper car or buy two expensive ones. I take one while you take the other. You are delusional, Pam. That's not how things work. If you want something, you should work for it. This conversation is getting ridiculous. I think we will go home. Keith agreed with me, and we both left the house. But Pam never stopped bothering us. She kept telling me to cancel the purchase or there would be consequences. Now, that got my alarm bells ringing in an instant. I showed the text to Keith, but he told me to ignore them. He thought that his mom was just being dramatic and nothing else. His way of dealing with her was to just ignore her or give in to her demands. He was doing just that. But this time, I didn't think it was wise, so I took matters into my own hands and became extra careful. Thank God I did. Pam messed up big time just 2 weeks after my car got delivered. I was on leave and at home minding my own business. Suddenly, there is a knock at my door. I open the door to find a cheerful Pam walking into my living room. I was confused and cautious as to why she came to see me and why she was in such a good mood. After making some small talk, she asked for some coffee. I went to the kitchen to make it, and after a few minutes, I heard the front door close. I rushed back to see what was going on just in time to see Pam driving away in my new car. Well, guess what, guys? She stole my freaking car. It took a few minutes for my brain to comprehend everything. I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. I called Keith and asked him to come home as soon as possible. He told me that he would be on his way. I was freaking out, wondering what the hell was going on. My panic grew tenfold when Pam returned with my car, but it was in extremely bad condition. Then it hit me. Pam stole my car and wrecked it on purpose. She smugly got out of the car and handed me the keys. I was shaking with rage and said, "What the hell did you do, Pam? What was that? You wrecked my car. Why would you do that?" "You don't have something that I cannot. You don't deserve to drive a brand new car while I have to make do with a 5-year-old beat-up car. I deserve what you have, and probably even more than that." "So you decided that instead of working hard for it like I did, you would just destroy what I have? You must be truly freaking delusional, Pam." "Well, it doesn't matter anymore, does it? There is no need for me to buy a new car. Yours is already destroyed. Now you will have to drive an old beat-up car like the rest of us. That's what suits you best." I laughed at Pam when she said that. It was freaking hilarious. She really thought that now I would go back to driving my old car that wasn't even in driving condition anymore. How funny. She literally had no idea what I was about to do with the car she had just destroyed. Pam looked at me like I had lost my mind. I mean, I was laughing like a maniac after she literally wrecked my $20,000 car. Anyone in my situation would be crying like hell and screaming in agony. Well, not me, because I am smarter than that. I calmed down and went to my car. After taking some pictures of the car, I reached inside and removed something from the rearview mirror. Pam was confused because she saw what I was holding. She looked panicked and said, What the hell is that? What are you holding?" "Oh, you poor thing, Pam. Did you really think my world would end if you wrecked my car? Sorry to burst your bubble, but that's not happening. You want to know what I just pulled out?" "Well, it's a dash cam, Pam." No, that's impossible. That's fake. That can't be real. I checked for a dash cam. It wasn't there before." You really are very far behind on technology, Pam. This one goes behind the rear view mirror. It has the videos stored in a memory card. With this, I will have plenty of proof to land you in jail, and my insurance will cover it all. Pam looked like she landed in hell. She was literally panicking and looked ready to faint. For some odd reason, she didn't think that she would get caught. Now that I have threatened to call the cops, she was freaking out. Our little car stealer and crasher was now in grave danger of being arrested. She still somehow was in denial and kept saying that the device was fake. She said, "You were trying to scare me, Lena. It won't work. You just got the car." So what, Pam? Do you think I'm a dumbass like you? I pre-ordered the dash cam even before I picked up my car. This car is expensive shit. There was no freaking chance I was leaving it without surveillance. Plus, I already suspected you would try to do something stupid. I was right. Now that you have messed up my car, I guess we will have to call the cops now. No, you can't do that. You can't call the cops. Pam was visibly panicking and didn't know what to do. I was already on the phone with the cops, who said that they would be on their way. Pam stood frozen in her spot, looking like a deer in headlights. That's when Keith came home from work. He took one look at my wrecked new car and said, "What the hell, Lena? What happened to the car? What is going on? Are you hurt?" "I'm fine, Keith. As you can see, my car is a wreck now, thanks to your mom. If you want to know how this happened, I'm sure my dear mother-in-law will be willing to give you the details." "What are you talking about? Mom, Did you do this to Lena's car? Now, Pam was trying to be smart here. She thought that she could use her son to get out of trouble, and she thought that she could change the story and paint me as the villain while portraying herself as the victim. She started to cry very loudly and clung to Keith's arm. Keith looked confused and didn't know what to do or say. Pam used this opportunity to say, "Keith, your wife has wrecked her car and is now pinning the blame on me. She knows that I can't afford a car like that, so she's intentionally blaming me. She's telling everyone that I was jealous of her car, so I wrecked it." I literally only told Keith. And I never said those words. I just told him the truth, that you have wrecked my car, Pam. "Shut up, Lena. I have done no such thing. How dare you accuse me of such a horrible thing? Keith, Lena is threatening to call the cops on me, son. I didn't do anything wrong. She's trying to pass off her reckless driving on me." "Are you saying that you didn't wreck my car, Pam?" "I didn't do it. You cannot prove that I was the one who wrecked your car." Here's where things get a little more interesting, Pam. You see, this beautiful dash cam here, it has both front and back-facing cameras. Know what that means? It means that it also records who is driving the car. Pam didn't see this coming. She was sure that she could convince everyone that I was lying. As I said, she has been out of touch with the advancement of technology. She didn't even know that double-sided dash cams exist. Her expression confirmed my doubts. Pam now knew that she was trapped. I was wise in making sure my beloved car was well protected. My insurance would take care of repair costs. All I had to do was file a police report. This meant that Pam was in deep trouble with no escape in sight. She started to tremble as tears started to gather in her eyes again. Keith looked stunned at the entire situation and quickly pushed away from Pam just as the cops drove up to the house. He said, "Mom, how could you do this? God, Lena was right. You planned this for a while. You have been planning this ever since I accidentally told you about the new car." Keith, son, it was a mistake. I was just a little jealous, that's it. You know, I can't afford a car like that. I got lost in jealousy and did something stupid. Please forgive me." "Forgive you? Mom, you destroyed the car. You stole someone else's property and wrecked it on purpose. Then you tried to blame it all on my poor wife. You think that is something I will forgive?" Pam kept crying and begging Keith for forgiveness. Meanwhile, I was busy telling the cops what happened and handing over all the evidence to them. I connected my phone to the dash cam to show them the proof. Once they confirmed what went wrong, they proceeded to arrest Pam. Pam immediately went into a panic and said, "Keith, you can't let them arrest me. I'm your mother. I just made a small mistake. Don't let them send me to jail. Keith." "You have no right to ask that from me. You committed a crime and showed no real remorse for it. You didn't even apologize to Lena. You are on your own, Mom. There is no way I'm helping you." Lena, we can solve this between ourselves. There's no reason to get the cops involved. We have family, right? You wouldn't want your mother-in-law arrested, right?" "Actually, no, Lena. You made it clear that I am not family. And it would give me great pleasure to see you getting arrested for committing a crime. Officers, take her away. I'm firm in my decision. I will sue her for stealing my car and damaging it." Pam cried out and screamed when I said that. She sought Keith's help, but he moved away as well. The cops went to her and got her arrested. She was put in the police car and driven off to the station. Keith and I went inside the house and I called my insurance company to inform them about the situation. Once I was done, Keith sat me down to apologize. He said, "Lena, I'm so sorry. I could have stopped this from happening. My mom has always been vile to you, but I didn't do anything to stop her. It's okay, Keith. You did stand up for me more than once. I don't blame you for trying to keep your mom in your life, but after today, I'm done with her. Oh, trust me, Lena, I'm done with her as well. I don't want anything to do with her either. I have been giving in to her demands for a while now. I didn't see how selfish and spoiled she was getting. I guess this is a wake-up call for me as well. I hope Dad sees it too. Just on cue, Keith's phone rang. It was his dad calling to understand what the hell was going on. Keith answered the call and put him on loudspeaker. He said, "Hey, Dad, you were on loudspeaker. Lena's here as well. We assume this is about Mom." "Yes, it is, Keith. What's going on? Your mom called from the police station saying that she had been arrested. She told me that Lena wrecked her new car and blamed it on her. I don't understand. What is going on?" There it was. Lena trying to spin the story to get her way again. I guess she thought Rick would immediately take her side and wouldn't even cross-check her story. Well, Rick is a smart man who has known Pam for 30 years. He wasn't oblivious to his wife's ridiculous antics, so he sought confirmation before believing her outright. Keith, on the other hand, was super pissed off at what Pam tried to pull. He said, "Dad, Mom is lying. She stole Lena's car and wrecked it on purpose. She took the keys from her when she wasn't looking. The dash cams on the car caught everything." "What the hell, Keith? Why did your mother lie to me? This is insane." "I assume she wants you to bail her out, Rick. This is the same story she told Keith when the cops tried to arrest her. She thought that I didn't have proof of her driving my car. Well, I have a double camera dash cam, so her lies didn't work." "Oh, God, I should have seen this coming. She had been watching your new car for a while, Lena. I thought she was just venting. I never even imagined she would go this far." Rick was in complete shock after hearing the details of what happened. He was furious with Pam and ashamed of what his wife had tried to pull. Keith and Rick had some private talk, after which they hung up. Keith later told me that Rick had no intention of bailing Pam out. He was both furious and disappointed. He also sent me an apology text telling me not to hate him for his wife's actions. It really broke my heart. I hoped he would do better for himself. He didn't deserve such a horrible wife like Pam. Well, guess what, guys? The universe listened to me. Rick met with Pam at the police station and refused to bail her out. He tried to get some remorse out of her and see if she was willing to change herself. But Pam wasn't done sabotaging herself. She actually screamed at him for being a useless husband who couldn't give her a good car or bail her out of prison. That was rich coming from someone who left her own job to mooch off her son and husband. Rick was so angry that he told Pam that he was done. He came home and called us. He told us that he would be filing for divorce. He was done being a verbal punching bag for his wife. A year has passed since that incident. Rick actually ended up divorcing Pam and moving in with us. The court didn't even give Pam alimony because she had willingly left her job without consulting Rick. They didn't have much, and whatever she got out of the divorce was spent on paying me back for the damages to my car. Yes, I went ahead with my case, or rather my insurance company did. I got a replacement car within a month, and all was well with me. Pam was slapped with multiple charges and made to pay a lot of money. She went back to work 2 jobs because she literally didn't have money to pay my insurance and sustain herself. She did try to beg me and Keith for help, but we shut the door in her face. Since then, we have been in no contact with her. Last I heard, she was staying with a family member who didn't tolerate her nonsense. Pam is now poor and unhappy, but I guess that's what she gets for being a greedy and entitled woman.